Let's head into the Your Morning Library and check out Against the Grain, the latest release from author, podcaster, and longtime ad man Terry O'Reilly, who joins us through the magic of television. Terry, thanks for doing this. I can't imagine the number of books you have to read in the course of a year, a month, a week, just to do the podcast, let alone put together this collection of stories.
It's true, Daryl. There's a lot of research goes into our radio show. There's no doubt about it. So I constantly have at least 3 or 4 books going on at the same time in all different rooms of the house.
Haven't heard it before. It is called Under the Influence, and it does air on CBC. Against the Grain is this collection of stories. Tell us about this one. What makes it unique to you?
Well, if you've ever listened to our radio show, you'll know that I'm endlessly curious about people who buck the trend, who go against all conventional wisdom when they have an idea. And for this book, I really wanted to find really special people who dared to risk it all. So the people in this book had an idea that would revolutionize their industry or their profession, but they got so much pushback that they were mocked and ridiculed and fired in some cases and drummed out of their professions. But each one of these people in the end was right.
How inspiring is this book, in your view?
You know what? It's so inspiring. It was inspiring to research. It was inspiring to write. And I always say, if there's one takeaway, Daryl, for this book, it's if you don't think one person can change the world, you are wrong.
We don't want to ruin anything. We want people to go out and buy these wherever books are sold. But what's one story that stands out to you? Give us a teaser.
I'll talk about very quickly Gustav Eiffel. So he built the Eiffel Tower. So Paris was having this Universal Exposition in 1889, and they wanted to have a big structure that would be the epitome, that would symbolize this incredible exposition. They asked for design ideas. Eiffel puts in one to have a tower made out of iron. They choose his design. The second they reveal the design itself to the people of Paris, he gets attacked. Eiffel gets attacked. They think it's horrible. They think it's ugly. They call it a metal asparagus. They say it's a blight on the Parisian landscape. But Eiffel just keeps going. He just battles. He just builds this against all of that pushback. And not only that, he had to pay for the Eiffel Tower himself, if you can imagine that. Not only he had to build it, he had to fund it. And through all of that pushback, and there was even 300 of the leading elite people in Paris, art writers, art designers, poets, artists, 300 of them wrote a letter in the major newspaper saying that they wanted it torn down. It was so ugly. And that was an interesting number because it was one person per every meter of the tower. The tower was 300 meters high. Anyway, it ends up being one of the most beautiful, iconic structures in Europe. And he built every step of the way, Daryl. He had to fight everybody off and push back to build that tower.
There's some life lessons in these pages. Terry, I started out before we started this conversation by thanking you for the hours of entertainment. What do people say to you when they read your books, they listen to the podcast? What's the most common thing you hear on the street?
Here's the email I always get. Hate advertising, love your show, still hate advertising.
And it's paid for both of our lifestyles. Terry, thank you for this. Right. You can get Against the Grain wherever books are sold. He is Terry O'Reilly.